This narrative that Brady forced Arians to retire, to force him out, to not be the head coach anymore, makes no sense. Because I'll ask you one question and a very simple question at that. If you're Tom Brady, would you rather have coaching you Bruce Arians or Todd Bowles? No disrespect to Todd Bowles, but you would take Bruce Arians as your head coach 10 times out of 10. For someone at Tom Brady who's going to be playing next season at 45 years old, who is now trying to win more, win another Super Bowl, go for it, you're coming back because you're competitive and you want to win, I don't think you're forcing out your head coach who you have won a Super Bowl with. You're forcing him out in favor of a head coach that has had no success at any point in his head coaching tenure in 4 years of the Jets. It makes no sense. And a large reason for everyone making and drawing this conclusion that Tom Brady forced Bruce Arians out, Tom Brady got Bruce Arians to retire and won this power struggle, the reason for people believing that is that they think there's a rift between Brady and Bruce. I'm not buying that there is hatred, that there is disdain between the two. Because if you think about it, what Tom Brady wants is exactly what Bruce Arians brought. Tom Brady wants to be coached hard. We can make, all of this stink about, about Bill Belichick and his coaching style and being too hard on Tom Brady at times and not giving him enough credit. Yes. But also, Tom Brady is a competitor. Tom Brady is someone who is every day driven to succeed, driven to win. He was not looking for his new team to be with a yes man. He was not looking for a head coach to tell him everything he wants to hear. Tom Brady wants to get better. Tom Brady, again, wants to play at an extremely high level. How you do that is having a coach tell you when you are making a bad play, hey, Tom, that was a bad throw. He doesn't want his ass kicked. He doesn't want his ass kissed. Maybe ass kicked, but definitely does not want an ass kisser basically sucking up to Tom and telling him, oh, it wasn't your fault. That was fine. It's really someone else's problem when it's really his own. He wants to be coached hard. He thrives on constructive feedback. He thrives on actual coaching. So he didn't leave New England to basically find a yes man that's going to suck up to him and tell him whatever he wants to hear. And guess what? Bruce Arians, being quote-unquote hard on Tom Brady, got the best out of him. Bruce Arians' job in Tom coming to Tampa was to win as much as he can, get the best out of him, and try to win a Super Bowl. And guess what? Bruce Arians accomplished that. Bruce Arians, in his tough love coaching, had Tom Brady have some of the best years of his career. At 43 and 44 years old, Tom Brady experienced the most successful 2-year span of his career under Bruce Arians. In his 2 years in Tampa Bay, Tom Brady threw for 9,949 yards and 83 touchdowns combined in that 2-year span. That is the most combined yards and touchdowns in a 2-year period in Tom Brady's career. Came in Tampa under Bruce Arians. That quote-unquote tough love coaching that apparently, according to many, created this big rift between Bruce and Brady. Well, guess what? Bruce Arians got the most out of Tom Brady. And again, Tom Brady had the most successful in terms of stats 2-year span of his career under Bruce Arians. Last year, if you remember, Tom Brady led the NFL in passing yards, in passing touchdowns, in completions, and attempts. The offense with Tom Brady working in Bruce Arians' system worked. So if you're Tom Brady, you take a step back and you realize 2 of the best years of my career statistically came under Bruce Arians. And last year, in his offense, led the league in every statistical category. I won a Super Bowl in 2020. Why would you force out the one coach, the coach, that got the most out of you? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that Tom Brady would want to force out Bruce Arians after Bruce Arians literally got the best 2 years out of Tom Brady in his career.